so I was in there each day, they kept turning the oxygen down a little, and they said, you know, if you can go 24 hours without it, then you'll go on. So I think by Wednesday night, they unplugged the oxygen, and I was good to go, so, yeah. So, okay. So I told them, just for dogs, trying a lot of the over-the-counter stuff, you know.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
That's what I.
So.
Every winter, like January or February, I get a bronchitis case, you know, and then the urgent care doctor gives me one of those nebulizer treatments, you know, and then I go to the nebulizer and good to go. Really? Oh, you've had it so many times, you weaken me.
Do you guys know?
Any more scars? Yeah, it was everybody gets a report. Yeah, I'd like to get a report. I mean, I've never had,
We gotta get the show going, right, at 6:30? I'm starting. 6:32.
I apologize, I call the meeting to order. Please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, for correspondence, we have nothing for correspondence, so we will move on to the highway superintendent report.
All right, the reprofiling and chip sealing has been completed on the Sealy Road, chip sealing on the powerhouse and Chico Road is done. We had help from Oppenheim, Freda, Johnstown, and Salisbury. We also assisted in Oppenheim and Salisbury. We replaced the failed culvert pipe on the Mountain Hill Road. We got one more we found just the other day that needs to be done, also on the Mountain Hill Road. Irish Settlement Bridge has been repaired. Waiting on the paperwork from Andy Bell to get the red flag taken off of it. The roadside mowing is being done when I have somebody putting a tractor. The Ford and the Mack are back in service. Ford had problems with the DEF system, and the Mack had the transmission and the clutch replaced under warranty. FEMA calls continue. There's been a price increase to the state contract for the culvert pipe that I talked to you about last month. The new price for the sections of pipe and the connecting bands that we need is up to $48,756.55. I'd like to be able to move ahead with ordering that before they raise the price again. I'm still waiting on the design from Andy for the Voorhees Road, so we can get going on that. Price for sand this year is going to be $3.25 a yard. We're going to need approximately 4,000 yards, which will be $13,000. I'd also like to see if we can move ahead with getting that off. And the mechanic's position has been filled. And that's what I got.
Okay.
much is the increase from the previously approved resolution?
On pipe,
Yes.
it's about 26,000, I think. It's a lot. The contract price changed,
It was 21,77507.
yes.
But didn't you tell me that you notified FEMA and that they would kick in the extra 75% due to the costs?
Pardon me?
You told me you spoke to FEMA about this cost increase and they're
Yes.
gonna kick in that 75%.
They've adjusted their, cost on it as well, so that we'll still get our 75%, it's just a different amount of money.
Okay. Yeah, it's $26,981.48. That's the increase from the previously approved resolution. Does the board have anything they'd like to discuss on this?
Oh, because, yeah, FEMA will pick it up.
Yeah, we met on the Thursday we met last month, the Monday following is when the price increase happened.
Well, I'd like to make a motion to approve the price increase for the culverts, for the additional $26,981.48 needed to purchase, so he can finish that project out.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And it says the price for sand this year will be $325 a yard, and we need 4,000 yards, so.
13,000. Is that in the same ballpark too?
Yeah, it was $3 a yard last year. It was
Okay, so we raised it by a
25
quarter,
cents.
okay.
Yeah, increased by a quarter, and last year we bought 6,000 yards, this year we're only buying 4,000.
Oh, good, okay.
We're coming down.
Yeah.
The price of it went up, but
But
you
the
need
amount
more.
come down, we spent $18,000 on sand last year.
Okay.
I'll make the motion that the price for sand will be $325 yards, needed for 4,000 yards, that'll be 13,000.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Sand is decreasing, salt is increasing, or are we staying at the same?
The salt,
Salt is going up then from last year? Or
no,
it's
the
gonna be the same?
salt price is the same.
How much you're gonna need though?
How much salt do you get?
350 ton.
That's what we approved
Same-
for last year.
Same
Same
as last
last
It's
year.
always the same,
Same,
right?
It's the
yeah,
same.
It's the same
last
every year?
Well, we increased it last year, I think it was
Well, it
330.
was 300 prior to me coming here, and we moved it to 350 last year, and that's where we're at.
And you still have one position to be filled?
Yes.
Okay.
Anything else? Thank you, Larry. Norm?
This month I had 3 inspections, issued 4 permits, 2 garages, a new home, and 1 demo permit. I had 1 meeting, issued 1 CFC, and many phone calls.
Does the board have any questions? Thank you. Okay, on to the assessor's report. This is his July report. Unfortunately, he was sick in August. As you recall, we didn't have a report for him, so he submitted his job in July, and he's finishing up his August, he told me. So hopefully we will have August and September by the October meeting. On the 3rd, he returned a phone call to a taxpayer concerned about taxes. He stated a realtor told him taxes were decreasing and he should call the tax office. I believe he misunderstood what was said, but I assured him the assessments on his properties have not changed in years. He completed field inventory sheets. He will be updating inventory road by road beginning in late July. Property owners should expect me to be in the field shortly after 2 o'clock until about 6 p.m. on my days in office until early October. I will not be available, that doesn't apply, from July 11th to the 18th. July 9th, field review to update inventory. We entered changes onto the RPS V4 inventory system. And July 23rd, he did not work for health reasons. Does the board have any questions?
I'd like to say to his credit too, he had that meeting on the 2nd. He did a very concise job, I thought, with his first meeting for all the residents, and he is anticipating, I guess, doing more.
Yes.
Very open and honest about it, so if anybody has any questions about those taxes going up, I would contact him. He seems to be very, what's the word, explanatory on what he's doing, so to his credit, I really appreciate him doing that for the town.
Thank you, Tiffany. We did not get a report from BTI. The season's over as of July. The Justice, the board received his monthly report. He collected $0 for August. As for the dog control officer, Karen states, I witnessed a dog running at large off owner's property. This dog was extremely emaciated and unsteady on its feet. It went back onto its owner's property and I was unable to catch it. I then called the Fulton County Sheriff's, explained the situation, and was advised they were very busy and transferred me to the New York State Police. They in turn went on a search for a stray dog. I explained it was not a stray, but a potential animal neglect case that needed to be investigated. Later on, another officer took over the case and I am still waiting on further updates. She will be issuing 2 appearance tickets for failure to license, and these will be dated for October, and the rest of the month is quiet.
Good job, Karen.
Historian, Moira.
Hey, next week I'll be going to the New York State Historian Convention. Looking forward to that. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. There's some interesting classes, especially one on cemeteries, so that's even more of a bonus. I am looking to hold a historical society meeting to show slides, old slides of Stratford on the 27th. I'll be putting signs up so that you can see, and hoping that everybody can join. And at that point, maybe we can encourage people to join the society. So I thought we'd start there, and there's a lot of interesting things for us to cover in the future. I was also looking to see what we can do about setting up the Historical Society as a nonprofit. Cost is by doing if we do an easy form, it's about $275. If we do a regular form, it's $600. I'm really not sure why the difference in the cost, but the benefits to us are huge, such as being able to apply for grants. If people want to donate things, that it gives them an opportunity, and it just works for us, I think, all the way around. So I'm looking to see if that's something we can either add to the budget, or if there's another way that we can come up with. Thanks.
Well, you said the 27th of this month?
That's right,
Okay,
yeah.
do you have a time roughly?
6:30.
6:30, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And I'll put flyers up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just wanted
just
to
so
do
we
it
can
kind
get
of
some.
closer to the time, so
Sure,
by next week probably I'll put them up and put them at the post office and
okay, thank you.
the store, so. I thought it'd be interesting for people to see what it used to look like here back in the days. We'll get started on that anyways. And then I was just, I don't know if we're gonna discuss the cemeteries now, or if
The lawyer
that's-
was unable to come tonight, so unfortunately I have no answers for you.
Okay, thanks. That's all I got.
Thank you, Moira. Town clerk, do you have anything to report?
I have a new deputy, Christopher Tessie. Relatively new resident is, he and his wife purchased a home on Pasico Road. She's been living here for the last 3 or 4 months, I guess, and they've been refurbishing the home over there. I would have asked him to be here tonight, but they have been spending this week actually physically moving the rest of their stuff from downstate to here. He is a retired, he retired from Bank of America as a bank officer, and was just looking for something, some way to make a contribution to the financial expertise should come in handy.
Thank you, Larry.
And this is the new hunting season, so we have all of this stuff for the hunting licenses and whatnot. And I have successfully mastered the software, so I can license people to kill animals.
Thank you. Okay, I don't really have much to report. I did put in a few calls and emails about surveying the property to make sure that our property lines are stable. We did actually walk the property and with one of the poles that marks the footage, and it seems as if it is mostly accurate. So I don't know if the board still wants me to pursue this to ensure we're exactly on our property boundary.
I would make sure.
Yeah.
I think it should be on.
So
If the
Yeah.
owner decides to sell across the creek, and, and there's any question, I think we should settle it now. But one particular surveyor wanted $2,500, and I thought that was way too high. Another one couldn't come out to the spring, and the other one did not contact me back. So it's not anything completely urgent. I'm working on it, but as we get into the colder weather, it's more difficult for them to come out, and I think they're booked up until then.
Or you can do it in the spring. Or something.
Yeah, I think it's better put off to the spring, to be honest with you. But if I can get at least an appointment, and have us on the books for the spring.
Yeah.
I did reach out. I did tell Tiffany I reached out to the Salisbury town supervisor, but I haven't heard a response about mutual aid for dog control. So that's basically it for now. Does the board have any questions for me before we continue? Okay.
Good job.
I do, for the financial report, I want to bring forth the resolution to accept further FEMA funds. We have to do this, it seems, every month, but.
That's good, right?
Yeah, keep it rolling in.
So the acceptance for the following check numbers and amounts from FEMA pertaining to the damages from the October 31st, 2019 storm. We received a check July 7th with the last four numbers of 8042 in the amount of $4,921.07. Another one dated July 7th in the amount of $19,305.33. And another one for August 24th in the amount of $120.11. The $19,000 and the $120 are actually the same check, but because they have different dates, I listed them on the resolution separately. These are state checks. This is the state cut of the FEMA, so this will be deposited to the State Emergency Disaster Assistance Line, DA 3960, in the amount of $24,346.51, and our total year-to-date that we've received from FEMA, both state and federal, is $375,360.27. So I put forth that resolution. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
I'll say, okay.
Any questions? Tiffany seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The board has received the bank statements and the QuickBooks monthly budget report. Are there any questions? Okay. On to the payment of the bills. I make a motion to pay the September 2021 abstracts.
I'll second.
Go ahead, Jen.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay. It is, oh my God, that damn cricket. Sorry. It is 6:49. I now open up public speaking. Thank you, Alicia. I ask anybody speaking if they could go up to the podium, announce who they are, where they live, what street they're on, and try to limit your comments to under 5 minutes or less. The board can choose to not respond.
My name's Todd Better, I live on Sealy Road, Stratford. So I'm here to pick up my building permit that I applied for on Monday 4 weeks ago. I don't have a building permit yet. I emailed Heather like twice,
received any emails from you, Todd, just to let you know.
Not my wife sent emails.
In the past, yes. I'm letting you know I haven't received them.
Okay. So, all right, so it's, for Monday will be 4 weeks. I don't have a building permit. Lauren, can you tell us why?
It's a very complicated case, and Albany's working on it, I'm working on it. And
Why is it so complicated? APA approved it.
it went from you're trying to turn an unbuildable lot into a buildable lot.
Who says it's unbuildable? Who says it's unbuildable?
This building doesn't,
What?
every
Do you
code,
make your own code?
it
up or
violates
something?
every code.
Well, it's a garage.
For one, okay, where's the snow gonna go when it slides off the roof?
On the ground.
On a neighboring property on both sides. That's not allowed.
We can do like a variance and,
That snow cannot go on a neighboring property. That's
yeah,
only
we can
one.
get permission.
Then we got fire
We
code.
can do a variance and get permission.
You've got count it over here, you've got 2.5 feet on each side. How's it gonna even get close to fire code? This whole building, has nothing to do with codes at all. This is,
Nothing to do with code, you're a code
it
enforcement.
doesn't meet any codes. It doesn't
I
meet
already
any.
talked to Albany and.
I'm dealing
You
with
have
the
no-
owner. I'm dealing with the
Yeah,
owner. It's got nothing
he
to do
tells
with you.
me what Albany's saying. You're leaving, I'm a taxpayer, you're leaving me away? What?
You
All
told
right,
me.
Todd, I'm
you-
not gonna allow this to continue because you've made your point and he's made his point, but
His point is garbage.
I have
So
also
first-
reached out and I have been getting the same answers he's getting. So he's not entirely wrong. I'm not saying the lot's not buildable, Todd. I'm saying that it might need more work.
Work.
Yes, we might need to look into this a bit further.
I'm building a 28-foot wide garage. It's 37 feet wide. It's big enough. I've been in business for 14 years. I've never had this problem in any town. I'm running for councilman this fall. Now all of a sudden, he's not giving me building permits. I think there's a problem.
My final comment will be that I've spoken to the county and Albany myself, and I'm hearing the same answers as he is. If that's unsatisfactory,
He hasn't even talked to Albany as of yesterday.
yes, he has.
No.
You're calling the wrong person is the problem.
Yeah,
You're not calling the supervisor. You're calling the person that handles complaints.
right,
Those are two separate people.
right.
So I'm happy to give you those numbers.
Sure.
I planned on giving those numbers. I did not have time to email them to the property owner. They're on my desk and I'm happy to give them to you.
Right.
So if you don't mind waiting till after the meeting, I'm happy to give them.
If you don't see there's a problem here,
Well, let me give you the benefit of the doubt here. So I'm gonna follow me on this. Sorry, I don't have a whiteboard. So you're looking at a 28-foot structure, correct?
yeah, 28-foot wide.
And it's 37 feet wide as the property parcel,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep.
Both of you agree on that. As I understand it, when you're building, you have a 2-foot overhang for, trusses or however you decide to do it. So you have 2 feet on each side.
Right.
So that brings us to 32 feet.
Yeah.
So you're at 32 feet and the property line is 37. You're coming up with 2.5 feet on each side, correct?
Right.
So 2.5 feet, as I understand it right now, is fire code, there's an issue with 2.5 feet because 2.5 feet is from Al and I away, if not closer. I'm not familiar with fire code, but I'm sure Norm is. So that's
Put
where I,
sheetrock
okay.
firewall, and that solves the problem.
So in 2.5 feet, it's still gonna, 2.5 feet is tough to say. I mean, there was a 6-foot social distancing thing, so who knows? But 2.5 feet is basically where we're hung up on, I believe. Is that right, Norm? Or 2.5 feet isn't enough for fire code, isn't enough for property lines to have snow fall down? Is that where you're looking right now?
That plus the one major thing, which I got from Fulton County Planning Board, is that snow cannot go on neighboring properties. And 2.5 feet on an 8-12 pitch steel roof, you think that snow's gonna stay in this much room? I don't believe so. So that building is not buildable
And
on
so-
that lot.
And so then, for your rebuttal,
Right.
you were saying a variance is what you would look to do
Get permission from the
from the other owners.
landowners next to it, variance, And, that should be good enough.
Which, as I understand that, as you're saying it, there's 2 owners or there's 1 owner?
There's 2 owners
Two owners on each
on
side.
each side.
Okay, so you would need permission for 2 owners and the okay from Albany and all of these
It
codes?
doesn't work that way, they can't say, okay.
Right,
So what
that's
happens
what I
when they
mean.
sell the property and they're the one that agrees to that, that building's there now, now
Right.
you can't do that.
So
an
that's-
accident and stuff.
So that's what I mean, that on top of that as well, you would have all of these codes that are violated,
Right.
that it couldn't just be a clean sale with the next owner.
Plus you got all drainage issues, you
Right.
can't drain on somebody else's property.
Okay.
Fulton County also pointed out that in the event there was a fire, that to get to the side of the building, they'd actually have to encroach on another person's property.
Which at that point
See,
Out
would
in
be
the
the
country,
issue.
I mean, we're not like in the city anywhere, this is Stratford.
You still have to follow rules though,
There's no
right?
rules.
So,
I've never heard of this. This is
see, I'm working on it, if we can get an engineer to design the building so the roof goes the other way,
Yeah, the heat
Right.
goes the other
Snow
way where
can
the snow
fly.
falls on the property.
on his own property.
There's ways that we can get around it, but unfortunately, it's not an overnight thing.
so to your credit then, you are working on it and you're trying to see if we can reposition the roof so that you are still allowed to build it without needing a variance. Is that how I understand it?
Yeah, we can make it possible if you wanna work with me, but if
Right.
you just wanna, I'm doing it this way, then it ain't getting done.
So that's where I understand it on both sides of both of you talking, and I understand that you're working on it right now. There's still a 2.5 foot issue in between the 2 buildings, so I don't really see where there's a complaint at the moment until it doesn't go through with your second option or your backup option.
So I'll just buy a switch to the roof line so the snow falls on the guy's property, so that's what's holding us up.
That's not the only thing holding it up, but that was one recommendation from the county.
So,
But that isn't, that would have to make the building all redesigned.
So I designed the building, so, yeah, I designed the one I'm building now, so I can redesign another plan. But no one, 4 weeks, no one said anything, but
This was just found out today.
How does the landowner feel
why
about
did
the
it take
Todd?
4 weeks to find
I've
out?
been going, I've written the owner a couple of times. I know they're very upset, I will say that.
Or upset
Unfortunately,
with who?
with Norm and the whole situation. But unfortunately, properties are not cut and dry. They're not. They're not, just buildable as they stand. Sometimes that we have to do a bit more work to make sure that they are codes. Because if that building is built and something goes wrong with it, we are liable as a township.
Right, so you just responded to the homeowner yesterday,
He,
He
yeah,
emailed it 2 weeks ago.
I didn't get an email 2 weeks ago. I got one yesterday. And I responded as soon as I got it. And I said, I am working on it. And Norm, did you receive a phone call yesterday from me?
Pardon?
Did you receive a phone call from me yesterday saying I received an email from the owner? Can you hear me?
No.
I said, did you get a call from me yesterday saying I
Yes.
received an email from the owner?
Yes.
As soon as I received the email, I was on it.
Well, this got to get resolved like this week, or we're gonna have to do something. Thank you.
Any other public speakers? Okay. I close out public speaking at 6:58. Is there any old business besides what we've already discussed the board would like to discuss?
No.
New business, it's just setting the date for the next budget workshop and
Okay, yeah, we'll set the date, and then I got a little something for new business, Heather.
perfect. I was just gonna do it the next meeting at 4:30. Is that something you can come to or
I
no?
cannot, no.
Can't do that?
I'm lucky I get off for the 2 hours to come to this.
Is there a day that's better than others? Or is it just you work nights?
I work
Different
nights,
time, okay?
this is October we're talking, no,
Yes.
it's September, October?
No, we'll probably, the board meeting for October. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, gosh, I know we get a day off in there, I think that's like the second week, I didn't bring no calendar with me. Let's see what October looks like.
So the meeting's gonna be the 14th,
Okay. When is,
Columbus weekend,
Yeah,
what,
is that
probably
the 10th or
Monday
the 17th?
11th?
I mean, it doesn't matter, you can just do it without me. But I can't really take a whole lot of time off, I have to make it up, it's too much on me, because I have to drive in the morning, I have a full day.
Well, I'm willing to work if you'd like to make it, but if it's too much, I'm happy to.
Unless you can do it on a Saturday, but that's the only.
I'm
time
happy,
where-
I'm
or
okay with the
holiday,
Saturday, I'm here every Saturday, so if the board's okay with the Saturday.
you know.
I prefer not to do it before the meetings too, so I mean, that's perfect if we want to do a Saturday.
Okay.
Do a Saturday.
Well, if you'd like, I can actually do a Saturday before the meeting. We can try to get more hashed out before the next meeting. We should have all those
The
numbers in
9th?
by then.
The 9th.
Yeah, why don't we set it for the 9th?
Okay,
What time did you guys want to come in?
In the morning?
let's do it up early,
Want to do 10 a.m.
sure.
or 12? What do you know?
You think it's 7:30?
Yeah, I'm thinking, hello, 6:30, 7:05?
No.
Oh, I know, Heather's not.
9 o'clock?
We can do 9.
9?
Is 9 okay
Al?
with everybody?
9?
I don't care.
All
Whatever's all right for the ring.
right, October, what'd you say?
October 9th at
9?
9 a.m.
At 9 a.m., thank you.
Coffee.
Yep.
What'd you say to that?
Hmm?
What is it?
9.
9?
Make sure you put the notices
9
out
on the
there.
9th?
Yep,
Oh, that's easy.
there you go.
Okay.
Okay, and I just had a concern about over here at the old school, you know, how he brings all the old cars and vehicles and stuff in, that some of it was being located on town property. So I just tried to bring it up on the maps thing, but perhaps we can get Norm to go up there and check out to see where the town property lines are, to see if a bunch of those junk cars are on town property, or if he's keeping them on his school property, or who would check into that?
Honestly, unless there's clear boundaries, you know, markers from a survey, I'm not sure we'd be able to tell.
I just thought, yeah, get the tax map and just.
Yeah, we
kinda
can get
go-
the tax map and take a look, but it might not be that accurate, you know.
Oh,
I mean, we'd have to walk it, you know, if it shows like the driveway or, you know, we gotta have some landmarks we can use off of it, so I don't know what that tax map looks like. But if that's the case, I mean, we could do a precursory look.
I mean, I don't know, you know, what is town property up in there, or how much we know.
Yeah, there is town property, that field
Yep.
behind the house where we used to live, there, I don't know the boundaries, but yeah, there is town property up there, and she's probably right, because of those buildings there, they probably are, vehicles or whatever.
If it's clear cut, then Norm can go right on in and make sure that they're removed.
Yeah, it is town property, I don't see why we couldn't check that out.
Yeah, I can take a look at it.
Okay, would you check into that, Norm?
Has it been surveyed, so there's markers that we can go
I don't know anything about that, you know, I doubt it's been surveyed lately.
Because I know Lenny's pretty careful on that, so
Uh-huh,
we even,
that red, Crispin, right?
no, this is Lenny, Red.
12 Lenny
Red.
Michael there.
Yeah, they kind of own it, they, see
Yeah,
Lenny.
but he does have stuff on town property up there, he does. They just like to push it over, that's why you
Okay.
need to check it out, if you
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
Okay, thank you, that's all I have.
I'll pull up the map for you,
yeah, okay.
and then you have something to start with to see if we can figure that out.
Okay.
Any other new business?
So those vehicles are abandoned, or they don't have license plates on them, they don't have insurance?
Junkyard.
It's junkyard.
Junk.
Yeah,
And we have a law that says you can't have that amount on your personal property, or
Well,
do we?
that's the different, I don't know how that goes.
I mean, I don't care if they're on his own property, I don't care, it was just brought to my attention that they're creeping over more and more onto town property.
Well, that's what I'm asking too, is he could go at it from that angle too, if
Yeah.
that's an issue. If there's 20 vehicles, you're allowed 10, you wouldn't need to worry about the boundaries, right? You would only be allowed 10 vehicles. So,
Well, if you have a junkyard permit, I don't know you know, he is a registered junkyard or not? How
He
many,
does.
you know? He is, okay, so are you allowed more than 10 vehicles for a junkyard?
Oh, yeah.
I would say so.
So, you know, yeah, if they're all on his property, then there wouldn't be a problem.
Right,
As long as they're on his property, not our property.
right.
Yeah.
We'll take care of that.
Okay.
Any other new business? Okay. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:05.
I'll second that motion at 7:05.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Heather, what was the name of the new clerk?
I didn't get it. I'm not gonna keep it.
Okay, I'll go ask Larry.
Yeah, he said it so quickly, but he didn't really.
Good, it's going to be him. What's the name of the new clerk? Christopher?